All right, welcome to The Explainer. You know that feeling? The idea that becoming a millionaire is just, well, a total fantasy, right? Something for other people. It can feel like you're just treading water, struggling to get by, never mind building any kind of serious wealth. But what if the path to financial freedom isn't about earning a massive salary? What if it's about a simple, automatic system anyone can use?
I mean, it's a crazy paradox we see all the time, right? Someone gets a huge pay raise. They go from making 50 grand a year to 100, then 200, and somehow they're still living paycheck to paycheck. It makes you ask a really important question. If earning more money isn't the answer, what is?
Get ready for this, because the answer is pretty shocking. In the US, a full 1 in 3 households earning $150,000 a year is broke. How is that even possible? Well, it's a mix of two things. Lifestyle creep, where your spending just magically rises to meet your income, and the fact that the modern world is expertly designed, right down to the phone in your hand, to get you to spend every single dollar you have.
So, in this explainer, we're going to break down the exact strategy to fight back. We'll start with why high earners go broke, then we'll get into the simple pay yourself first system. We'll look at the two big escalators to wealth, jump into the great homeownership debate, and finally, map out a path to real, lasting generational wealth. Okay, let's dive in. First up, the high earner broke problem. You see, before you even get a chance to look at your paycheck, there's already a long line of people and institutions waiting to take their cut. Think about your workday this way. From 9 in the morning till noon, you're basically working just to pay your taxes. The government takes their share automatically because they know if they waited for you to pay them at the end of the month, there'd be nothing left. Then from noon to 3, you're working to pay for your housing and food, and that last little bit of the day, from 3 to 5, yeah, that's for everything else. It's no wonder it feels like there's nothing left over to save. But what if you could just flip the whole script? This brings us to the single most important solution that wealthy people use. It's called the pay yourself first system, and it's all about claiming that first hour of your day for yourself. This is the huge mindset shift. Before the government gets its piece, before your landlord gets the rent, you pay yourself. You literally take the money you earned in the first hour of your day and you invest it. You jump to the very front of the line to get paid from your own hard work. Now, here's the magic trick. This is not about budgeting. It's not about having some kind of superhuman willpower. Nope. It is all about automation. The money just moves on its own. The second your paycheck hits your account, a piece of it gets automatically whisked away into your investments. You never even see it. Then you just learn to live on whatever's left. No discipline required. It just happens. In the US, the absolute best tool for this is the 401k plan. It's a retirement account you get through work that makes this whole process automatic and gives you a nice tax break. And hey, if you're listening from somewhere else, don't worry. Most developed countries have their own versions of these amazing automatic retirement accounts. And this isn't some theory. We know the exact formula that works. When you look at the data from literally hundreds of thousands of real-life 401k millionaires, you see the same simple pattern over and over. They saved about 14% of their gross income. They never left free money on the table, meaning they always got their full employer match, and they invested for growth with about 70% in stocks. Compare that to the average American who saves just 3 to 5%. It's this simple, quiet, automated system that builds fortunes over time. Okay, so you're paying yourself first, your money's growing in accounts like a 401k, but where is all this wealth actually being made on a huge scale? Well, for most people, it really just comes down to two main things, what you can think of as the two great escalators to wealth. And when you look at where wealth is actually held in America, the picture becomes so clear. You've got these two massive pillars. On one side, you have an incredible $45 trillion in retirement accounts. That's the stock market escalator, working automatically for millions. And on the other side, $34 trillion in home equity. These are the twin engines of wealth. The message here is simple. If you want to build real financial security, you've got to be riding both of these escalators. Because if you're standing still, you're actually getting left behind. Now, that first escalator, the stock market, is pretty straightforward, right? You invest consistently, you let it grow. But the second one, real estate, oh boy, that's where things get heated. It is the source of one of the biggest debates in personal finance today. You hear it all the time now. Renting is smarter than buying. But is it really? Let's dive into the great homeownership debate. The data tells a pretty jaw-dropping story. The average American homeowner has a net worth of over $400,000. The average renter, just $10,000. That's a 40 times difference. Now, I know, correlation isn't causation, but you have to ask yourself, why is this gap so massive? So first, let's be fair and look at the other side. The arguments for renting are pretty common. You don't have to deal with maintenance costs, property taxes, or insurance, and you have way more flexibility. Some people even argue that after you factor in all those costs, the real return on owning a home is practically zero. But here's the reality check. Who do you think is actually paying for the property taxes, the insurance, and the new roof when you're a renter? You are. Your landlord is running a business, not a charity. Every single one of those costs is baked right into your rent payment. The difference is you pay for the asset, but you build absolutely zero equity for yourself.
And this brings us to the secret weapon of owning a home, the thing most people don't fully grasp: leverage. Let's walk through a quick example. Let's say you start with a $40,000 down payment.
That $40,000 allows you to buy and control a $200,000 asset. This is totally different from the stock market, where 40 grand gets you, well, 40 grand worth of stock. Okay, now let's imagine over the next decade, which has been the reality for a lot of people recently, that home's value doubles to $400,000.
This is where the magic happens. Your profit isn't just the $200,000 the house went up in value. Your return is based on your initial $40,000 investment. That is a 500% return. And the best part, in many cases, that profit is completely tax-free. Try getting that deal in the stock market. So this all leads us to the final and most crucial point. Deciding to rent or own isn't just about a spreadsheet calculation for next year. It is a 30-year choice that can completely define your path to building generational wealth. Just look at the raw numbers. If your rent is $5,000 a month, which is pretty normal in a lot of cities, after 10 years, you will have paid $600,000 and built zero equity. After 30 years, even if your rent never goes up, you'll have spent over $1.8 million. All of it going to build your landlord's wealth, not yours. And really, that's the bottom line. While stock market returns might look better on paper sometimes, you can't live inside an index fund. You have to have a roof over your head. For the average family, owning a home isn't just an investment. It is the number one way that generational wealth gets built and passed down. So, we'll leave you with this one question to think about for your own life. Fast forward 30 years from today. Do you see yourself still paying someone else's mortgage through your rent check? Or do you see yourself making the final payment on your very own home? Ultimately, that choice is yours.